Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing another VOD review. This is actually for Venus. We did a Venus VOD review, well basically it was last week for me while I'm recording this. Obviously as you guys are seeing this, it might have happened maybe a week or two earlier. I don't know the upload schedule at this very moment in time. But we are on Venus, as you can see. Got the cute little Handler Spark Overwatch 2 skin, which is adorable. Love the colouring of it. I also have the cute little like the little magic potion as well, which I think looks adorable as well. But go look at Venus's VOD today. The last Venus VOD that we did, it was actually a quick play game, whereas this one's more of a comp game. So I think we're going to get a little bit more out of kind of what we can see of Venus and how Venus plays in a more competitive kind of format. Once again, you guys can get your own VOD views, leave for 5 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but I'll stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. Also, just as a little thing as well, this is obviously Venus's main account, and it was also, I believe they said it was a Masters game. So gonna hop into it. Looking at the team comp already, by the way, we don't really have an amazing Mercy comp, but if you have the movements and you're able to keep up with Genji, you can still play Mercy here. Obviously, Lifeweaver could be there to help support the Winston. If it goes in a bit deep, obviously it could be pulled out and everything. But like, so far, seems really, really great. Ooh, okay, so already let's quickly rewind this, okay? Because I like how you're falling with your Genji, and you know that you're obviously like kind of damage boosting the Genji right now. Die here so quickly. Okay, well let's quickly have a look at it. So I like your GA to be with him, but when you do this GA, literally you just kind of play around, like, so essentially you just want to kind of like either follow through or just don't GA. So you could like, what's good, you play around here. Now you're not GAing up to be with him. At this point, just GA up to this little window and just play up here with him. Because then if the cast starts shooting you, you could just drop down. Or you have like other options, like say the Genji goes in more deeper, you can like GA and then like play through this window or something like that basically. But right now, you dropping yourself forward is like going to be like really, really like not great for you. Essentially, like, you know, this is probably the reason why you're going to get picked off, because you just end up just dropping yourself into the enemy team. Playback, this window is really nice to stand in as Mercy, so you could just like stand here, or you can do one better and obviously play around here. The reason why you're okay to play around here as well is because obviously the Winston has taken, you know, like the Brig and the Jungle Queen are currently like distracted by them, so you can just play kind of like around here basically for a little bit. But so we keep going. So we end up kind of healing out because we realize where the Winston is. Do that is a flick up to here, because then it gives you the high ground advantage, and it also means that you can start backing up to people, and you also have the mega health pack here as well. So you just doing a straight GA here is not only going to put you at risk to these very short ranged heroes, it's also like, it means that, you know, like you're just going to be stuck here for a second. It's better if you just allow you to use this to get out like this. It also means you can still go and help the Genji and stuff like that. You could even like GA yourself up here, so you can still, you know, help the Genji and stuff like that. I panicked, yeah, and I can tell what, like, you're like, oh, because like I've been jumping through, right? Imagine if you stayed up here. So let's play the scenario from when we stayed up here, right? Obviously, Genji's got the cast, so that we could just literally play and pocket the Genji like this, and then go and help our Winston if needed. Obviously, we end up going to Winston, which is completely fine, but there should have been, if you wanted to, a flick up here to then still stay with the Winston, basically. And you could just sit here and damage boost. And then, obviously, if he ends up jumping off and stuff like that, you could just walk through, and then you can be, like, back with, like, your Genji, or be back, like, with the rest of your team, okay? So we end up, obviously, jumping up. We need to GA here. Nice. We should have GA'd a little bit sooner, though, because, obviously, we want to play our distance. Ooh, okay. And it feels like this all comes from you not being ready to keep the distance, okay? We end up kind of standing here for a bit while the Jungle Queen's in our face, which is not what we want to do. Whenever we see close range people like a Brig, like a Jungle Queen, like the Tracer and stuff like that, we want to play as far away as possible. So I like how you come up here. This is great, a great rotation by yourself. But then if you did this sooner, you would have been ready for the Tracer, in which case you could then GA just through and then just play with, like, you know, GA yourself kind of like close to your Lifeweaver, so you can like get health from him and stuff like that. And then you could also like still try and like help your Genji out in bits and pieces, okay? But I feel so, because you do the late rotations to try and avoid the Jungle Queen, it's the reason why you end up panicking, because you're not ready for the Tracer then, okay? So I think first thing is just, you know, be cautious of, you know, people's ranges and stuff. As soon as you know someone is close range, then get like far away from them basically. But it's nice, obviously, your Genji picking you up, which is really, really lovely of him. Instead of GAing into your Winston here, I actually want you to GA to your Torb, but then cancel it and just kind of like stand here-ish. Like you can kind of like stand here basically and like block these guys LOS. Or you just play with your Genji. Because right now your Lifeweaver is the one that's healing your Winston, and he's not under like a huge amount of pressure and stuff. Like he's like completely fine. He's safe. He's got all this cover. Obviously, everyone's like still playing over here. So allow the Life Weaver to heal up the Winston, because I believe that Tree is better than Valk, because Tree, especially with like the buffs that it got in season 6 with all like the overhelp and everything like that, it's an insanely strong ultimate. So just allow the allow the Life Weaver to heal up your Winston here, and you can either go in aggressively with your Torb and like, you know, help him out here, or you could just stay maybe with your Genji and wait for his like next move basically. But right now you can leave this healing. I'd go with your Genji here. Nice. You can follow in like more with that bounce, I think, with your nice. You can rest that now. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's rewind it, because I feel as though we get a little bit weird. Okay, so I would have pushed forward way sooner with the Genji here, so you're with him. Remember, Genji is going to be your main blue beam target in this comp, because Torb is good, don't get me wrong, but there is so much better stuff you can do. I believe Genji is the best to damage boost because of who you've got. Winston, you have to wait for him to dive in and then be like really close range to get that damage boost value. So for the majority of the time, you're going to spend your time with Genji, but then obviously if Winston dives in like he is, then you want to follow up with him. So I would be with my Genji a little bit soon here, but then as soon as you see the Winston dive in, go in with the Winston, because what will happen is obviously the Genji will start climbing up and then start helping challenge. At that point you can then go and heal him, but it's so much more valuable for you if you go in and dive in with your Winston here and just play here, just help and damage boost basically. So yeah, my first time playing with this duo, and I don't usually play with a Genji. I need more practice. Oh, okay, so you're duo with a Genji as well. So with Genji, Mercy, especially with the GA cooldowns and stuff like that, you have to, it's very, you have to essentially be very aware with what your Genji wants to do. Like with Pharahs and with Echoes, there's so much like cover that you can use, because you'll just like hover about, like say your Echo Pharah is like here, you'll just play about around here. With Genjis, it's a bit weirder, because obviously they have like their dashes and stuff like that. So you end up kind of playing in different places and stuff. It's very much kind of like reading the room very, very quickly and knowing where you can position quickly, because 1 second where you position with your Genji can be fine, and the next minute it's like not okay. So utilize a lot of like cancel GAs, utilize a lot of like slingshots when he uses dashes and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a little awareness with his habits, which is something that something that you learn. Like for example, when Genji uses his dash, just stick the damage boost onto him, because obviously it'll just like go dashing through people, get a lot of like damage through them and stuff like that. It's just picking up on how to play with Genjis, and you'll learn it more with time than what you play with the Genjis. But anyways, so at this point, obviously Torb dies. You will now see this Genji's thing just absolutely A-line to this Tracer, right? If you keep following through with him, so you just do a GA cancel to here, because obviously Genji will go to the window, you don't want to be in the window, so you'll GA cancel down here. Oh, and then he's got him. Okay, cool, then I can use that to get this res back, basically. So essentially, you just want to just play down here, damage boost with him, and then go through to go and get this res off. What ends up happening is you don't realize that he's going for that, and then we're a little bit too late to be able to go and res the Torb, basically. So anyway, so I like how you kind of like stay here for a second to try and like get your Genji out, which is really, really great. I do not like this GA in though. You do not need to GA into here to get yourself out, okay? Allow your Genji to like just back off to you, and then you can just turn your camera and GA to any of these guys. You could GA. I think your best bet would be to Life Weaver here. You just do a straight GA back, and then you can do maybe like a cancel and a buddy hop, or you can do like a slingshot yourself all the way basically. But you doing this GA just to flick back onto yourself basically, there is so much safer options that you could do right now. You can go through these ones basically. Right, so Genji hasn't fallen. That is not on you, because obviously you did your job. Don't back out like fully here though, because obviously you still got people that are available. Nice going in, lovely damage boost here. Obviously you need to help him. Nice back out here, I like that. And then as soon as the Winston's backed out like this, go to damage boost your Torb, because then obviously he's going to be like shooting main, he's going to be like, you know, trying to get picks off. Your Winston cannot do anything with this damage boost right now, apart from like maybe just a few like kind of charged shot bits basically, which, you know, is not going to be very useful. So essentially you just want to play main, damage boost this Torb, and just play back here, and then if Winston dives in, you maybe go in and help him. But right now your main damage boost target is, what's it called? play with the torp. I don't know why we used Life Grip though. We didn't need to. Life Grip should have been used on the torp. That's, sorry, the Winston. That's not on you. Obviously, you know they're going to start pushing in now, so we need to start backing off a little bit. I don't like that GA because we can literally, once again, we could just stand behind this rock. I don't like how often we're GAing into the team right now when we don't need to. You can literally, once again, you could just stand back here and just allow yourself just to be safe. Same thing again, we don't unnecessary kind of like GA in where we don't need to. I'd actually be looking to maybe like back out a tiny bit more, which is nice even doing. Nice heals. Now let's see where again just going. Nice how you didn't do a slingshot or anything there, really nice. Same thing again, we're rotating into the team when it's not time to yet. Wait here. Allow your Genji to either push forward himself or to kill the Tracer before you J yourself in. Because right now you're making yourself a target to the Tracer when you don't want to. You want to cut LOS to make yourself not a target and come all the way over here. Also, being here means that you can still turn around and help these guys on the just in case. But right now you don't want to be J'ing yourself around like this. Also, you're making yourself very vulnerable to these guys on point. Whereas you're so much safer by just playing here, okay? Phase we're going. I don't like the Valk. Yeah, I don't like the Valk. I was half debating on the Valk, but I think we could have saved it, right? The reason is because Lifeweaver uses Tree, and also you just end up using the Valk just to follow Winston round with the Primal, which Primal in Winston, you do not need to touch him. Unless if he's like critical, you need him to stay alive. Just allow Winston just to do his thing in Primal. Like just allow him just to do whatever kind of thing. You don't need to be with him. So let's talk about what we could do instead. So obviously we talked about this. All you need to do here is just GA with your Genji and then slingshot yourself in so the Genji can still follow up on the Tracer here. So you'll still be with Genji here, you'd be with Genji, you'll be with Genji here. You be with Genji, be with Genji. Oh yes, true, you can maybe pop in and go and help your Winston and stuff like that, but you'll be with Genji. Be with Genji, then you can play on this side for a second. And then we can follow through on Blade, like this. Do you see how for that entire, that entire scenario, we could avoid using the Valk entirely and we can just follow around our Genji using our cover. So essentially we can play under here. We can when this cover, this is what I mean by your covers with Genji is constantly changing. As soon as you get rid of this, I think it was the Sojourn up here, right? This is perfect cover for you. Because, oh yes, sure, it's in the near the spawn of the enemy team. You can still play here because you know the Tracer still has a bit of time to respawn and you know that you've just cleared out this entire area. This is perfect cover for like a second or two before you can go in and help your Genji, okay? So, first thing I want you to do is I want you to like really practice with how we can play with Genji so we're able to play with him a little bit more effectively. Nice help with him though, just obviously we need to be careful. Oh, okay. Let's back this out because I feel as though I've not really looked at your gameplay. I've kind of talked about what I would do for a little bit. But yeah, with Genji, just obviously be a little bit more, you know, like committed with it basically and learn where you can go. So obviously we end up playing behind him for a sec. I jam myself up onto here, onto the drum, because you being on the ground still makes you very vulnerable to the Brig and to the Jungle Queen that can very much just turn onto you and start shooting you. Whereas if you are up onto the drum, it provides you a little bit more of that extra protection. Plus it just allows you to just kind of like just vibe up here and you can literally just like help people like this. You see how uncontested you'd be right now? Because there's Jungle Queen that obviously shoots very flat and is obviously very distracted with the Winston. There is also the Brig who can only literally flail you. I'm trying to like get the word out. You know, like a little like whip shot thing. Obviously she could get you there, but then you could just J yourself back onto it. You right now, unless if the Sojourn comes and respawns here, you are so safe up onto this drum. So I'll play that to your advantage. Play up here, vibe with these guys like this. Just, you know, vibe up here. It also means that you don't get picked out by the Jungle Queen ult because you're up here. And you can just end up like basically just vibing up here. Now I think your team are probably going to lose this now, which is unfortunate. Just a very good Jungle Queen ult to be fair. But just end up respawning and see how it ends up going basically. So already Venus, okay, I like your gameplay, do not get me wrong. Like I feel as though damage boost is really, really great. I just feel as though we're getting ourselves a little bit lost with this Genji, but I'm hoping now that we're on cast, it might be a little bit better. So flanking around with cast, which is the correct thing to do. Just same thing again, we're rotating round here and making ourselves vulnerable to this window for no reason. What's going to happen is cast will start shooting for this window and then everyone's going to turn around and start looking at him. Look at where all these guys are right now, right? If they turn around, you are in complete LOS for you to be shot at. All you need to do is just stand here. Like, you do not need to peek this, you don't need to do anything. You just stand here with your blue beam and just hope that your cast does stuff, basically. Now, if cast gets picked off, okay, I can rotate back around to my team or say, oh, my life weaver's got a bit weak or everyone's a bit critical. You can say to your cast, hey, I'm just going to, like, rotate back, basically, and you can just rotate back. But right now, you're making these very unnecessary rotations out into this LOS for no apparent reason. Remember, if you're safe, stay in that space, okay? But we'll keep going. You see how we could easily just get picked off by that knife because of how we're playing? We also played a bit too close to our cast, like same thing, we could just play out of the way. Nice rotation though. I'd rotate onto point maybe here just to kind of like try and get the cap off a little bit quicker. Nice. Very, very nice. Love how you heal him while he's reloading as well. Really, really nice. Rotate to him now. Very, very nice. He's going to go for a flank. Whenever I'm playing with a DPS, right, my general consensus is play one chokehold back. What I mean by this is basically Cass wants to play this circle, okay? That's his first chokehold. Whenever Cass now backs off, his next chokehold is going to be these columns. This is where you want to stand. And then when Cass backs off to the columns, you back off at the same time to a different area. Make sure it's not so much one step forward because you're technically one step back. So it's like, it's basically taking one step back with your team, basically. So you're playing that distance and you're still being at that safety distance, basically. So whenever Cass is like using a LOS, you do not need to peek this. You just trust that your team, you know, are doing its thing. And you can also kind of like hear like what's going to be happening from the team fight and stuff. So you can just play back here, basically. All right? We'll keep going. Back off. You see how, imagine if we were back here already, we didn't have to take that, what's it called? You didn't need to take that bad rotation out, because imagine if the AlphaAli decides to come and focus your ult at that point in time where you're trying to rotate, that just hits the three of you. However, if we're already playing back, it only hits the two of these guys, okay? So just once again, just be that one step ahead and just play back. Can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that either. Just a very, very good ultimate. And we just end up dying there. Can't really do anything more though. I feel as though you did as much as you could basically with, you know, what you were given. Just once again, just play back, play safe. If you're safe where you are, then you do not need to rotate. Just literally stay where you are. Alright? Which I feel as though is your main problem at the moment, Venus. You're doing a lot of rotations where you don't need to. Or you're not making the correct rotations, okay? I want you to really sit back before you do a GA and stuff like that, just so you know how or like what you should be rotating to. And really think about where the enemies are, because you always want to just play out to the enemies' LOS. Like you don't need to see them, you don't need to do whatever. If you can stay out to the LOS, then they will like not see you whatsoever. Obviously, you're kind of getting like with a little platform and stuff. We did a little backwards J, which I don't like. We just need to cancel J and just play up here. Really nice. Love how you're playing right now. Love the ping. I love that. Can I just say, I don't see enough Mercies pinging who the pockets of DPS should be getting, okay? Like, yeah, sure, like, you're not the DPS, so obviously you can't, you know, go and shoot them yourself. But you can ping, like, lovely ping on the Life Weaver, showing that the Life Weaver's out of position and showing he's an easy pick-off. If your Ashe followed up on that ping, or you come with them and say, hey, like, Life Weaver's in a really bad spot, bam, he's dead, okay? But you did the absolute right thing of pinging him. Really, really great. Now, obviously, Life Weaver's gone down. I would maybe hop in to go and help Zarya here because she's down a person. Like, because the Sojourn has guns, the only thing that can really get you is the, what's it called? the Life Weaver, you could do a GA, maybe flick it up onto here, but you can definitely just GA just down to your Zarya, top her up a bit, and then obviously you can stay with her if you need to, or you could just rotate back up to your Ashe, okay? Because right now you still, like, yes, your main bleeding target is your Ashe, but at the same time we still need to be helping our Zarya and try and keep her up. If we keep our Zarya up right now and she's pressuring people into the LOS of your Ashe, this is going to be so, like, good for your Ashe basically, because yes, you do have the damage boost, but it's allowing these guys to be pushed out into her LOS because you're keeping the Zarya up, okay? Overwatch is a big, like, space game basically, and if you can help take that space and, like, you know, allow people to be pushed out into bad spots and bad pieces of space, that could be the difference between getting a kill or not, and it becomes so much more important the more closer you come, like, to the higher ranks and stuff. So we definitely need to help our Zarya there a little bit more. Like, remember, our Ashe isn't like our be-all end-all here. You don't need to GA in there because she'll use her coach gun to get back out because she got knifed. You don't want to be dropping in with her here. Even if, like, she walks forward, you just... Even if, like, she falls and you just have her coach gun to get back up, you could just walk forward, just play on the high ground. Because, once again, you got that high ground at that disadvantage from the Jungle Queen. So you could just play up here, okay? Nice. Obviously, we're playing out of the way now because of the Widow. Obviously, Widow's gone, which means we can free reign, which is really, really nice. Lovely damage boost on the torp while your Ashe isn't doing anything. Really nice. Play away now. Same thing again, where we want to be a bit more proactive. We want to be backing away from that Tracer already. Not like, oh, my Ashe is being, like, challenged by her. Now I need to back out. Let's cancel GA. Lovely. Need to help our Brig out here, though. Help our Brig. Help our Brig. We need to help our Brig here. Like, yes, Brig has the health regen, but remember, she's being pressured onto by a Tracer and by a Jungle Queen, like, by a load of people. You want to be peeking up a little bit here, just so you can get your beam onto your Brig. Remember, Brig's health regen won't kick in till about 2 seconds now, I think it is, after the nerfs. I think it's 2 seconds, so we need to be helping her, trying to keep her topped up, even if it's just past critical, like, you know, a little bit higher up, but we need to be helping her out there rather than just being stuck onto our Ashe, okay? We need to be helping Zarya here as well. Zarya's quite hard charge right now, so we can definitely go in, especially with the pulse bomb. Because she's eaten the pulse bomb with her, like, bubble, you can go in, like, with your Zarya now and just damage boost and she could just rip through people, okay? So just bear that in mind for a second. Nice, obviously. I'm pushing to go and help your, what's it called, your Zarya here. Nice. Then push up with your Ashe. Very, very nice. Really, really great. Push up your Ashe now. Nice. I just feel as though, like, there are some times where you just, like, abandon your team, and there's other points where you just abandon your Ashe. I feel as though, Venus, your priorities are a little bit misshapen, if you get me. Like, sure, okay, it's great, and you know that your main blue beam target is your Ashe, and you know this is your duo, okay? But at the same time, you still need to put faith, and you still need to try and keep these guys up, okay? Remember, your duo isn't everything, okay? We also need to be helping out these guys. We need to be, you know, if Zarya is high charge and she has a better LOS and she can easily mow down the Jungle Queen, then we need to be damage boosting her, okay? It's awesome that you know that this is the main blue beam. This is great. But remember, there are other times and other priorities that we need to have rather than just damage boosting our Ashe, okay? And it feels like it's kind of like the main thing we need to focus on right now. But I like the position in here. I'd start maybe backing off in just a sec, because obviously she'll start getting pressured in a second. Nice damage boost. Lovely heals here. Nice. This is fine. You played up here with it, because obviously she's been, like, really committant. Back out. As soon as you hear that ultimate that's coming for you two, if you just use your GA, kind of like hover and then just play around here, even if you lose beam range from your Ashe for a second, it means you're already pre-prepared for this Alari ult. Because right now, if this Alari ult hits you, it's hitting both of you basically. So you need to just be backing off a little bit quicker. Nice, because we do end up backing off from it, which is really, really great. But we needed to do it a bit sooner than what we did, okay? Nice though. Nice. Ooh. Doesn't get a little bit lost here. I would rather you just stayed up on this high ground. Because, like, well, so you were here. You can put your beam out to someone and just do a GA kind of like wall bounce over to here. Allows you to still have that high ground, because then it forces the tracer to make a decision. It forces the tracer to either come to get the rest of the team or come to get you. Now if she comes to get you, okay, awesome. Just GA yourself away and GA yourself like all the way back here then basically, okay? But you doing this rotation and then back here is what's putting you vulnerable now to like all these guys, like the Jungle Queen, like the Tracer, okay? Play smart, play up here, and then starts focusing you. Okay, you can J away and then play over here. Okay? Nice. We pop Valk, which I don't think we need. Yeah, we don't need it. You see how we just ended up popping Valk just to start pocketing our Ashe again? Because, so they've lost their Jungle Queen, right? They've lost their main tank. Usually when a team loses their tank, it's usually going to be a team fight win for you guys. So I think we pop it because we're scared of the Tracer, right? But we do not need to. Like, is this Valk going to get in us better positioning? Is this Valk doing anything for us? No, it's literally not. We could literally do the exact same as what we are doing by just GAing over to here and then just damage boosting your Ashe like this. You using your Valk right now is getting no value for the rest of your team. You need to try and save it for when the team fight's a bit more brawly and a bit more what's called. I think I popped it in Fear and a Tracer. Yeah, which all comes down to your bad position over here. You kind of rotate yourself to here and then making yourself a target for the Tracer again. Think about where you're positioned. Remember, you were really safe up here. You were completely fine. But obviously you want to be with your team. So just put your beam on. Do a little wall bounce. Come over to here so it means you can still be with your team. And then when you hear Tracer coming up these stairs, obviously she'll have to, instead of obviously coming down just to come and get you to here, she will have to blink. And you can hear the blink. When you hear that blink, bam, leave. And you're already safe and you've got max HP still. Okay? Let's keep going. Oh. Okay, it's nice that you wanted to get off that res. Do not get me wrong. Make sure we're GAing it though. Because what's it called? I feel as though we just didn't GA for the entire time. And then it, like, especially because the Bastion was in turret form, right? It's so easy for you to track. What you need to do here is do a GA. Quick GA to your Zarya. Make sure you're flicking your head hitbox down so Bastion can only hit body shots onto you. And then bam, you go for this res. I like the res, do not get me wrong. It's how we got to the res was a bit wonky, okay? The GA nerf, was it on cooldown? Let me quickly check. Because you're wearing Valk, so I don't think it should have been on cooldown. Very slow GA. It wasn't a GA, it was just you flying across in, what's it called? It was just flying across in the thing. So what ends up happening? Just wait for it. You end up doing like a GA to your Ashe, and then it kind of like cancels itself, and then you just start flying across very slowly, right? If your GA does not go through, stay where you are, stay safe, wait for the next GA, and then go across. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the time that it took you to do this very slow like movements across would have been the exact same time as if you waited here. Oh, okay, GA's back on. And then like just quickly like skated across and then went for the res, okay? But yeah, a little bit of a bad decision. It could have definitely got you picked off. But yeah. I would have maybe rotated back because obviously you still know this Tracer's up here. So I would have maybe done a rotation more up to here, basically. Because then it allows you to play with your team here. Also allows you this piece of cover for the guys that are in front of you. But it means that Tracer once again has to blink into your team to get to you. You want to make Tracer's life as hard as possible to try and get to you. And you could do that by playing up here, rather than like bring yourself to her. Very, very nice. Save your GA. Nice. Love how you play back there. Now GA. Do a GA and do a vertical super jump here. Up to this pillar. This was lovely, can I just say. I love how you played back for the Jungle Queen up because you knew it was coming. Really, really great. But then when obviously she starts walking onto you, the best way that you can play, as well as being out of LOS of all these guys, is GA to your Ashe and then do a vertical super jump up here. The reason why obviously, prime example of why we never ever hang off the edge over here. We never ever want to hang over the edge over here because of the train, right? The train just comes along as it pleases. You know, it just happens, okay? So we don't want to be dangling up here. So what's our next best piece of cover to also get away from this Jungle Queen, whilst also blocking LOS from all these guys? Do a vertical super jump use this as your cover. It then makes the Jungle Queen, you know, make a decision. She either has to look up to focus you, in which case Ashe has got free reign on her, or she'll have to focus the Ashe, in which case you are completely fine up here, basically. I was afraid to get hit by the train too. Literally, press your crouch button. You know how you can press crouch and you just do a vertical super jump? That's all you needed to do here. And just bounce up here. Because you won't get hit by the train unless if you're like physically going off the map, okay? Which you won't go into because you don't want to be kind of crossing past your torb right now, because obviously it's putting you in LOS for all these guys. So all you need to do here, bam, vertical super jump up here, and then it allows you just kind of like vibe up here. It then also gives you other options, like say if you need to go help your Zarya, you can just GA and then just like play up here and stuff like that, basically. It gives you a little bit more options. Obviously Tracer is a good thing. Ashe goes. That should help you Zarya. At this point, just fall off. Nice. Good how you don't stagger yourself and you know it's just to reset and not give the enemy team ult charge. Really, really great. Good thinking there. You just like led on the train tracks in the corner. Bless. Anyways, right. So we got another team fight. Obviously, we only need to win one more team fight. We've pretty much won it, which is really, really great. Nice heals onto Zarya. Nice. Just literally just proving my point, okay? You never ever just want to walk down main like this. I was gonna say because of the BAP, because obviously a lot of the time you'll get widows and hit scans and stuff up here. So you essentially just don't want to peek this until there's someone ready for you to just GA across and play underneath, because you've ended up being picked off by the knife. That's how you play back though for it. Nice. At that point, I would have dropped down a little bit sooner rather than just playing here, because if your Ashe doesn't kill the Bastion's just gonna like straight onto you, basically. If you just play down here, like if you drop off a little bit quicker, it then means that you'll provide yourself with more cover and more opportunities to escape on the just in case, okay? Grey Alta was aggro. Oh, the BAP. You get that a lot with BAPs that are either like smurfing or stuff like that, basically. Which it can work out in people's favor. Damage boost here. Nice. I like how you're staying with your, with your Zarya here. But we needed to be thinking about this a little bit quicker, okay? Think about that a little bit sooner because we know our Ashe is busy. Same thing again, we're putting ourselves very vulnerable. Yeah. We, at this point, like, yes, Ashe is our Main Bluebeard targets, and yes, we want to help our Ashe. But right now, I'm not going to lie to you, this is bad positioning from your Ashe. So, what happened? We're around here. Oh, Ashe has come back. Oh, but Ashe, right? Leave her. She is going to GA into a Bastion that you guys have just killed. You GA onto the point, and then just GA yourself back around here, this pillar. And then, oh, I need to go help my Ashe. Okay, that's fine. I can do a little like GA in and out like this, okay? Because this rotation was a bad rotation by you due to your Ashe's poor positioning, okay? Think to yourself, is that Ashe in a safe spot? Can I go and help? Nope, not really. Okay, awesome. I'll just GA and just help my team. Go and damage boost someone else. Go and damage boost your Zarya or something, okay? Nice damage boost here now though, but do you see how like close we were to death because of it? Nice res, but it should have been on the opposite side. Try to look at the res before you end up doing it to see how safe it will be, because you end up taking it on the risky side rather than the safer side. If you GA'd yourself over to this side, it would have been like safer for you. Nice one to be able to get the health pack though, which is great. Damage boost Ashe here, so the Torb can't do anything while he's in his ult, because you can't damage boost it. Nice. At this point, I feel as though we're just kind of like jaying about for no real reason. I like where we're positioned now, though. That's really, really great. Nice, obviously helping your Ashe. And yeah. Overall, I think a better round Venus, but at the same time, that is really loud. I'm sorry. I'm going to skip ahead because that Bastion noise suddenly just went extremely noisy in my ear. Yeah, so the main thing is, once again, it's kind of like your positioning and not being ready for the next thing, okay? It feels like you're kind of like putting your be-all and end-all into your team right now. Sorry, into your pocket target, which is all good because obviously, you know, that's what we should be doing. We should be damage boosting our main blue beam target. But it feels like a lot of the time we're abandoning our team just to be able to do that, okay? So I want you to maybe try and like damage boost them and help them out a little bit more. And I think the second thing is your positioning can be a little bit off sometimes. Now, this is a completely fine scenario to be with your duo, I kind of say. But this is a completely fine scenario. Because I'm not saying, oh, be with your team like for the entire time, because this is a perfect example of how you should be playing off with your, what's it called, with your pocket target. Really nice. Still keep flicking the damage boost on though. Remember, a Bastion has 300 HP rather than like 200 like the majority of the DPS. And it also has that armor. So whenever he gets just below his armor, it's still damage boosting and stuff. But yeah, nice heals here though on him. You obviously need to heal him now. Very, very nice. Same thing, we don't need to be pushed up as much as we did, but I like where you're positioned now. When you can, try to like to crouch around here, by the way. Just forward people as high grounds and stuff like that. Try to crouch just to try and limit your hitbox as much as we can. But keep going. Nice. This is a point now where we can push up with our Zarya and help our Zarya. Okay. The reason is because, let me quickly go into your Bastions, LOS. Can you see now we're towards the end of his turret form? He's struggling to see them because he has to traverse up the stairs. As soon as you know that's going to start happening, GA yourself forward to the Zarya, because then it allows your Zarya to push up and be aggressive and get pick-offs. Because if you push up with your Zarya and allow her to get these pick-offs, then it's alright. We didn't cap point. It's completely fine. If you do not cap point straight away, it doesn't matter. The whole thing with control is you want to be the one that wins the first team fight. And as soon as you've won that first team fight, then you can start capping it, okay? Because right now, it doesn't matter. You need to be pushed up with your Zarya. If you push up with your Zarya here and damage boost, it allows you guys to get pick-offs, like on the BAP and the Life Weaver and stuff like that. Also really forces the ride back. After that happens, yeah, sure, you can go and cap it. Like say, hey, Zarya, I'm just need to go and cap the point or something like that, okay? But right now, that is not priority. You need to be kind of like pushing up with your Zarya right now. Because right now, your Bastion, as just proven, doesn't have LOS now because he's being blocked by the stairs. So you need to be pushing up with your Zarya right now and damage boosting her to try and get those pick-offs. Nice heals though. I'd rather, by the way, this point you played up here now and just kind of like play kind of like where your torb is. The reason is because a lot of people might want to like start flanking from this this little side door over here. So you positioned here is just gonna make yourself really vulnerable to like, well, for example, they've just switched to Sombra, but say they start that Tracer and stuff like that. It would be so much easier if you place yourself up here. Allows you also to balance your beams between these guys so much more. And, oh, they're pushing in. Just drop behind the cover. Okay? We'll keep going. Nice. Your Bastion's being really aggressive right now, I will say. This is all due to this backwards GA. Let's quickly rewind. All that random misspread was probably A, due to a lack of communication, which you can't really do anything about if they didn't communicate and want to push forward, but also B, your movement, okay? So, what should have happened here is your Bastion should have like said, I'm pushing forward, so you know that you need to go with him, okay? So if he communicates that, that would have been great. There is no need for this, GA. Because you've already gone in like this. Now you essentially need to make a choice of either rotate with him and then you can, you know, be with him. Because bear in mind as well, people are going to start pushing up like the main side and stuff like that, right? So we need to make a choice. We either have to go in and just commit with the Bastion and go round, or we just don't use the GA and just think, okay, and your Zarya is here and ready for you just to quickly GA yourself out like this, okay? You had two options and you went with the second one, but like you end up doing that, what's it called, this little backwards GA, which you do not need to do whatsoever. This just should have just been you just stood in this room, okay? It's the reason why I do not like, what's it called, the new GAs and stuff like that. Like, this should have literally just been like a cancel. Try and keep that GA cooldown on as low as it can to allow you to have escape opportunities like that if you need to. Anyway, so you and your Bastion have died. Let's have a bit of my drink while we get back out. Nobody still capped the point, which is also hilarious, kind of say. So anyways, play with our Bastion. Obviously, we can't go in to go and help our Zarya right now, which is completely not, you know, not your problem, which is fine. I'd maybe be looking to maybe get the res off here. Remembering the Sombra has translocated away. So we could definitely maybe get the res off here. So I think still be looking for it. Because if you can get your Zarya back in this team fight really, really quickly, it really helps out. Now, I thought you were going to push forward to try and get the res off, which is why I was like, oh yeah, I like you pushing forward and stuff like that. But we actually just pushed forward just to play with our Bastion, okay? Same thing again. We could just play back, play our cover, play back here, because we end up taking a bit of damage from this Sombra. Makes us very easy as well to be picked off from, when in reality we could just play back here again, okay? Nice damage boost. Quick thing as well, we can just use our Angelic Descent like just around here as well if we want to. But yeah. Which is what you do now, but nice peel for him. Same thing again, we need to use our cover. Needs help Torb, needs help Torb. Nice, just make sure we're putting our heal beam on the Torb a little bit sooner. Okay. I like how you damage boosting this ult, do not get me wrong. But at the same time, don't be tunnel vision on just, you know, I must damage boost this. Be looking at your team while you're doing it. Because you being very tunnel visioned of I must damage boost, right? Means that someone around here could be getting picked off. Remember, when you get higher up, a lot of Bastion ults do not get value. Like, it's a zoning ultimate. Much like how Diva Bomb is in higher ranks and, I'm trying to think of other ultimates. Basically, there's quite a few ultimates that will get a lot of value in lower ranks that won't do in higher ranks. Like Diva Bomb and like Bastion ult. Because they're not going to get value from, you know, hitting directly. Yeah, High Noon as well, because exactly. It's like, any ultimates that get a lot of value in low ranks will not get value in the higher ranks, like the High Noons and stuff like that, because people know how to avoid them and people are ready to use their movement abilities to get out of the way. So, instead of you just playing with the Bastion and just damage boosting him like here, you need to be pushed up with your Torb, with your Zarya. Be pushed up with someone else, because then it allows them to obviously be aggressive and it forces either the enemy team to back off into them ultimates or they have to play the fight, in which case they have to push forward. Oh, they were with a damage boost though, so just get absolutely melted, okay? So instead of just sitting here and damage boosting this Bastion ult, unless if it's the one and only thing you can be doing in this scenario, try to do something else. Like either try to push forward with your Torb or try to push forward with somebody else, okay? Just so you will get, just because you'll get so much more value with helping these guys out in this scenario, rather than you just stood here and be like, yay, damage boost Bastion ult, right? You need to be pushed up a little bit more, okay? Obviously he uses ult, so we just need to save our GA. Nice GA. Woo, we should have GA forward. I like this Valk though. Get him, go on, you got him. Get your pistol out. Get your pistol out. You should have got the pistol out a little bit sooner than just going to whack him. Because remember, obviously you can see health bars in Valk and you know that he's going to start regenning and stuff. So just get the Glock out for like the quickest, what's it called? The quickest kill. But I like the Valk though, especially because you end up being separated from him a little bit. We tap Torb. He's up Torb. He's up Torb. Nice. With that though, just make sure it's like a GA to down here rather than just like kind of hopping up here. Like cancel it so you end up dropping down here to keep the 1.5 seconds and it means you can go and help other people. Nice shields, help Zarya. Help Zarya. Beats up Zarya. Nice. Lovely playing off to the side, really, really nice. You did all you could do there, can I just say? Really nice. Just die now, yeah. Okay, this was a very well played fight by you, I will say. This was your best. I think one of your best so far. Let me explain it. So, okay, so your first kind of mistake, I feel like, though, is you didn't help your Zarya quick enough, which made her panic and back off like this. We should have been on her a little bit sooner rather than helping our Bastion. Because right now, this Bastion isn't going to do anything. We've also just lost our Moira, who's going to help the Zarya. So we need to be going in to help the Zarya here. And helping to try and get her out. Giving her that confidence to play risky and still play around here. So then she can still help and protect. Now, I like how you play off to the side in a second. It's really, really great. Just another like random J in that we don't really need to use. And then you end up kind of playing with your Zarya and you end up backing out. I like this. This is completely fine. We're going to go and help Torb. Completely fine. And then DPS comes to be comp. You know, we don't want to get staggered. That was really, really good. Really well played by you, I will say. I enjoyed that. Okay. Just the one thing is that we need to be once again helping our team a little bit more. Remember, it's not, oh, everything's about my duo kind of thing. Like, yeah, sure, your duo is important. Like in this scenario, we should be pushing off with our duo. But in the grand scheme of things, especially if you're losing your second support, you need to be helping out with the team a little bit more, okay? So, for example, this scenario, like, we need to be going with our Bastion instead of playing main. Because your Bastion's just going to picked off. Yeah. See how your Bastion's just got picked off because it's not there, and then just playing here as well. You know, because you know this window's up and everything. Play here and wait. There was absolutely no rush for you guys just to be walking, like, out here, basically. You just have to play safe and just play here. Because this BAP, once again, BAP window is another one of them kind of, like, zoning ultimates, where unless if the BAP just decides to use it on, like, a random flank for himself, he is not going to, like, to get any value from it. Like, in this scenario, he's not going to get any value from doing it. If you just play in this, in this corner, like this, okay? But keep going. So your Bastion switched to Soldier now, which is good. We need to go with Soldier. Very, very nice. Obviously, spy check for Sombra, which is really nice. It's so much more important now that we play... Ooh. Okay, let's rewind this. Because I feel as though this all comes down to us not being able to keep up with the Soldier. So... that needed to be a quicker GA cancel. And then he should have, like, told him, like, hey, like, you need to wait for me kind of thing, right? The reason why you need to be now going with your Soldier is because they have this Sombra and this Reaper that can just come, like, onto him, basically. Like, not so much dive him, but, like, come onto him as they have been doing. Now, he ends up dying. You can see this Reaper here. This Reaper's going to be camping this res, and actually he starts coming for you, okay? All you need to do in this scenario is just make it look like you're backing off. Because if you make it look like you're backing off, he'll then start going for someone else, either like the Moira or something like that, and then your Ryan should hopefully turn around. What you end up doing is you end up making yourself a target by GAing yourself in, much like how you did on the first map, where like you GA'd into like to the Tracer and made yourself a target, right? Literally, play your distance, just play back, walk away, and then it forces the Reaper to come into you. Now, if you do need to walk in like you just did, GA yourself to the health pack like this, and then go in. Because obviously, you GA yourself into the Reaper is, of course, going to make you take damage. So make that little detour to the health pack to allow you to get a bit of extra damage, and then you can start going in if you need to. You end up going around the back, which is really nice. Obviously, help with Ryan, keep up. How we doing in there? This is not a res opportunity. Okay, let me quickly back out. Obviously, we played through all this. So I like this Jade. I like how you're playing out to the side, okay? The more how you're trying to keep your Ryan up. Nice, and you avoid EMP. As soon as, obviously, they know now that you're going to be here, and also the Moira's going to be coming back. What you should do now is because, so, they know you're going to be here. So the Ryan and everyone's going to start focusing you from this side. But they don't know the Moira is here. Now, all these guys rely on you being on the ground to be here. Apart from the BAP that can maybe jump up and like start spraying you and stuff like that. Which he won't do because obviously you've got people coming back, okay? You need to just essentially walk forward at this point. Use the Rhine. And then use it to jump yourself up here. You are not going to get this res off. At all, unless if everyone else is distracted by the guys that are coming back. Now you want to play to, you just want to play to be able to win this fight out, and you going into going res like this is not going to help whatsoever because it's just going to make you a stationary target. And right now there is not enough distraction going on for you to get this res off. So what we do is I would GA through like this and just quickly fling yourself up to here. This means you are then out of the way. Oh, Torbolt's now started to zone everyone off. They're going to start using utility like BAP Lamp. It also, hey, look, my soldier's back. So you can fly back to him if you want to as well. This is such a winnable team fight for your team if you stay alive here. Your main goal in overtimes like this is to stay alive. You never ever want to risk your life for a res unless if you desperately know you can get it off, or if the person that has the ultimate that you're resing is going to game change the fight. Like, for example, say there's a Zarya that's died, but she's like, hey, I got grab, right? That's one of them scenarios where you can just you should try and sacrifice yourself for the res. But right now, Ryan doesn't have anything, like he's nowhere near shatter. He's also just going to stand here with a shield again and just require healing. So resing him is not going to make a difference in this team fight. You need to survive yourself because you're so much more valuable being alive. So you J up to here, you would J up to here, play up here. I can then go and GA to my soldier. I could play up here with him. Or I could maybe drop in, here and there if I need to go and help. Right? Soldier gets shattered, that's fine. You leave him and start damage boosting, or maybe go and heal your Moira or something. Just help someone else. But you just play up here. Play up here. And then you end up losing it, which is unfortunate. But I feel as though Venus, we should have definitely stayed alive for that last team fight. But overall, a really strong match though, Venus, okay? I really like how you understand who your main blue beam target is, okay? You really understand how to damage boost, how to heal, like when to do that as well, which is really, really great. I love that. Second thing is, your positioning is okay? But I want you to work on it some more, okay? I want you to be one step ahead of everyone else, right? So if, say, like for example, literally the example that I gave you with the Cass on the first point again as well. You know how he was using the circle and I was saying to you to play back, like one step back? Do that whenever you play Mercy with everyone. Be sure that you are playing one step back and you know where your escape routes are in case that person falls over. That's the first thing I want you to work on, okay? What's the next thing? I thought reses were good, apart from obviously the last one, which we talked about. Next thing is your Valks, okay? I want you to really focus on when to use Valk, because both times that we use Valk, we end up using it to be, what's it called? We end up using it just because we end up getting pressured out because of our poor position, okay? We want to try and use Valk to be able to enable our team more than just using it as a, oh, because I got myself in like a really bad scenario and then popping it, okay? Because you will get so much more value out of your damage boost and out of your Valks if you wait until you like need to use it, basically. And the last thing, Venus, is remember it's not all about your duo, okay? There was quite a few times where you were very tunnel visioned on just helping your duo, when in reality we need to be helping enable other people. Remember that whoever, like, this happens with every single hero, okay? No matter what hero is your main blue beam target, there will be times where you should be flicking your beam onto other people. Because it's either they have someone else on your team has got like a better range on that person, or maybe your Ashe is rotating and doesn't have like a good sight line, so you go in and help like the Torb or like the Zarya or something, right? We need to be thinking about that a little bit more now and sharing the blue beam about with everyone, basically, rather than all just being just all your resources being focused onto one singular person. So main things, Venus, are we need to focus on our positioning and, you know, like how we position ourselves. And second thing is just try to be a little bit more of a team player, not so much just focusing on one singular person. But I hope that helps, Venus, and please do let me know as well if you have any more questions. Once again, thank you so much to everyone on Twitch as well as on YouTube that have been watching this. Once again, you guys can get your own VOD views, the for 5,000 channel points. I do them on my Twitch on Mondays, but also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays too. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!